Hey, what's going on? What's happening, man? How you feeling today? How?
Pretty good, pretty
Uh,
good.
that's good.
Wild stuff still going on in the world, but we won't
Yeah.
focus on that so much unless there's something you want to talk about.
No, we're gonna take a break from that today, and I'm glad you're making sure that we kind of balance everything out. I was talking with somebody yesterday, and they were talking about the Diddy trial, the verdict, and all that, and I could understand what my man was saying. Was talking about you guys are looking at this, that don't mean nothing. You got all this other stuff going on, and I'm saying to myself, you could still be concerned about the other things that are going on, but you got to take a break sometimes. And the craziness with Diddy's trial that
It's
gave
almost
everybody.
impossible to ignore. You gotta take a peek at it sometimes.
Look, man, look when they all this stuff was happening, man, and last week, you're looking at all these great memes, all these jokes, and you knew the verdict was going to give you some more. I think I sent you one, man,
Mhm.
about the charges not sticking. But
Right.
you got to have some balance, and so that's what we're trying to do today. So break down what you want to get done today, my man.
Well, last week we talked about comic book characters. And I enjoyed talking about that, but today we're going to talk about the WNBA,
Mm,
which both of us are fans of.
right, right.
I'm happy and I just like basketball, so I'm proud to say I was been watching it since the first year it came in the league.
Yeah,
Came
yeah.
came to be, and so as a result, there've been a lot of great players. I have a great appreciation for all kinds of basketball players, and especially for the talents of the women in the WNBA. I think they're highly skilled.
Yeah, me too.
So
Yeah.
that said, we're going to do a list of our. Now I said top five, but now we can talk this out here now if you want to. These are great players. I think both of our lists are going to have great players. The five that I'm going to choose or select, if
Mhm.
I can, are they're really my favorite players to watch play.
Okay,
Okay,
okay.
but on any of these players, I think they're all, some of them are legitimate Hall of Famers. All of them are going to be Hall of Famers. These are all great players,
Hmm.
so they could be on someone's greatest list. There are some players I've left off that I know in some people's lists might even be considered a GOAT. So that's why I'm saying
Hmm.
these are my favorite players to watch play.
I got you. I got you. I feel you on all that, my man.
We do have a little structure that I did send Aaron a message saying we can pick three front court players and two back court players. They don't
Hmm.
have to be any particular position, but I just wanted to have kind of like the fullness of the team represented. So that's what we're going to do.
Hmm.
And I did take the liberty of flipping a coin beforehand, and I
All
called it
right.
myself. But and I lost. So
Oh,
so
okay. All right. All
so,
right.
so
I'll take
yeah. So with that,
that.
way we're going to do this is Aaron's going to pick first, and then I'll pick second, and we'll just go back and forth. If a player is selected, then you cannot put that player on your list.
Okay.
So
Well,
that's
can we
it.
put them on our honorable mention? Because
Oh, absolutely.
when I was putting together my list, I picked those particular players, but I also have honorable mention,
Yes.
and also I have for future consideration.
Okay.
Because there's some young ladies that are doing work that are showing signs that they could be a Hall of Famer
Okay.
one
Okay.
day.
We can
So
definitely have that conversation at the
okay,
end.
all right, cool.
Okay,
So all
so
right,
with that, who is your first player? And you can,
well.
please give us a little background and everything.
Well, I got to go with history. I'm going with what started really getting me into women's basketball. There were some players beforehand, before '82, because you got to realize I'm looking at Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, '79. Then you get Lynette Woodard. She starts doing work
Mhm.
out of Kansas. But the one that I have to put up here first, since we're talking about it and trying to make sure we get ours in, it's got to be Cheryl Miller.
USC in the gold as Cheryl Miller hits a Pam McGee, the jump shot taken by Fletcher. Cheryl Miller with the rebound. Cheryl Miller driving on Jennifer White, pulls up short.
In my opinion, a lot of people are going to put her in the GOAT situation. She's in a conversation with that. 105 points in high school with the USC. 2 NCAA championships, playing with Cynthia Cooper, the McGee twins, 3-time Naismith. She's a straight up baller.
Inside Donovan against Sweeney. Won't go down. Miller taps it up and in.
3 quick fouls on the Soviet team.
Cheryl put a move on her.
3 against 3. And Donovan's trailing. Cheryl doesn't need her.
Hey, her brother, Reggie Miller, took him to school every day in the backyard. Reggie wasn't able to beat her until he grew taller than her, but she is that type of player that had people wanting to watch women's basketball. With the Olympics coming up, everything that she was doing was just real because she wasn't playing like brothers expected. She's one of those players that if you got I call her a pickup baller. So if you're having games over at UCLA, USC pickup games, you got some pros coming in and all that, she's going to be one that gets picked up for the first game. She's that bad. Her play has inspired so many others that we probably will be talking about and on this list, and what she's done with basketball, being an announcer, being a coach, everything that she contributed helped the WNBA become what it is, even being a coach in the WNBA. Now, I know she didn't necessarily play in the WNBA at that level, but the fact that she is the muse for a lot of these ladies out here playing, she's in the list.
Here's Miller trying to take Lloyd inside. She's got a screen from Bond and nails it. Miller bringing it up. 3-on-1, beautiful pass to Cooper.
She's not on my list because she didn't play in the WNBA.
Gotcha.
But far be it from me to throw Cheryl Miller off of any list. I mean, she is, and I think we've said in the conversation before. I mean, she was certainly not the first women's basketball player to make me take note, but she was the first one that I saw do things that I'd never seen before.
Right
on the court, offensively.
Yolanda Fletcher. Cheryl Miller on the drive.
So many things out there, and they're going to let her shoot, USC.
Miller with the pull-up jumper. Rebound, Pam McGee. Cheryl Miller has the next one.
My number one for my list, not far away from that because she was Cheryl Miller's teammate at USC. 4-time WNBA champ. 4-time Finals MVP.
Yeah.
2-time WNBA MVP.
Yeah.
3-time scoring champion, Cynthia Cooper of the Houston Comets.
Cynthia Cooper doing what she does best.
She's got a few days to ice it, get some therapy on her.
And now with 9 on the shot clock, it's Cooper's opportunity.
When Cynthia went into the league, her and Cheryl played together. But Cynthia was like, she'd been playing overseas. She'd been just playing professional women's sports since. So when she came in the WNBA, it was like a blessing because she came in strong.
Playing against Houston just this past offseason, and one of the assistant coaches for Houston's up top to Cynthia Cooper, and Cynthia coasting up down low. Here Cooper comes back.
My number 2 coming up is one of Chicago's finest. 3 WNBA titles. I mean, this particular lady, she won the national championship, the Naismith. Then she gets drafted number 1 by the WNBA, wins the Rookie of the Year, wins the MVP, and the finals of the MVP. And that's Candace Parker.
Can't connect. Parker, the rebound. That was something that China Robinson detailed for us before the game. As Agumake catches, finishes. Last year's finals in these. Parker, great look to a cutting beard. Gray gets it up the floor. Parker will take and hit.
I don't know why people try to sleep on her, try to dismiss what she did. But if you go back and look at her highlight tape, man, it's like watching Kobe out there.
16 Final Fours, 11 championship games, 6 NCAA championships.
Oh,
Candace Parker is finding ways. Now Candace Parker and company has to do the same to take control of this game, which is really Candace Parker.
She loves that right shoulder.
Candace Parker.
That certainly helped.
Oh, get out of there, says Candace Parker.
Candace was doing stuff like that. Drop steps, spin around, crossing over.
Beautiful move inside by Little, but she can't finish. A little off balance. She took the shot. Parker back the other way. So smooth.
You're thinking about a dunk. There it is.
3-on-1. Parker the no look. The touch pass back from Gray to Parker for 2.
Parker wheels into the lane, scooping a bucket.
Professionally, now playing in Israel.
She's one of those pickup ballers. She's going to get picked up, in the game. Yeah, I'm like, no, I got CP. Yeah, I got CP. Yeah, she's like that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, she's a, on some people's list, she's a GOAT.
Jones denied. Get that out of here, said Candace Parker.
I think one of the biggest difference between when she played and when Cheryl Miller played, at least in as far as their relationship with their peers, to my recollection now, I wasn't watching as much women's basketball back in Cheryl's day as I watch now. Mm-hmm. But when Cheryl Miller was playing, she was like head and shoulders above everyone else. Mm-hmm. So she did make her teammates better, but there was a ceiling. She couldn't take those players that much higher because they weren't as talented as they are now. The thing with Candace Parker is that not only was she doing her thing, but she had more talented players around her that she was able to raise their level to really do some fantastic things on the court.
Cheryl was in a different age where there wasn't as much competition.
Right.
And Candace Parker was in the age where there started to become more competition.
Right.
And she stood out. Candace is definitely on my list, for sure.
Great D on Gray from Perkins as Parker makes it all mellow. Parker, a 3 is good.
My number 2 is another kind of old school player. She was a 2-time WNBA champ, 3-time MVP, WNBA MVP. She's a Finals MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, 7-time First Team WNBA, 7-time All-Star, 3-time scoring champ. From Australia and the Seattle Storm, Lauren Jackson.
I think that Lauren Jackson, as Dixon makes a beautiful move to the basket,
No time really to practice with the team.
Lauren Jackson.
And Seattle regains possession. A three-pointer on the way from Jackson.
Lauren Jackson rolls to the basket, counted.
I'm glad you pulled
Lauren
her out.
Jackson was a baller.
Yeah, she was.
And I used to love watching the Storm play just because of her.
Praying for him. Told him to get all the rest he needs.
In the second half, Lauren Jackson from the block. Tough shot.
Clock on ABC, and in 2 weeks, New York and Houston will square off. Mark, back to you.
And she used to go head-to-head with my girl from the Sparks, Lisa Leslie.
Lisa Leslie and Lauren Jackson going at it verbally.
They used to bang. And I used to like seeing Lauren Jackson. I mean, even though my sister, I didn't, Lisa got her licks in too. I used to like watching the Seattle Storm. And so I remember they were one of the first teams in the WNBA that I really, besides Houston, that really caught my attention.
Yeah, that's a good pick, man. I like that one. I like that one. All right, so my next one is one of my favorites. And what I like so much about her is that she dominated college like nobody else. 4 national championships, 4 Naismiths. 4 outstanding players of the tournament, NBA Rookie of the Year, 2-time champ. Stewie is like that.
Mismatch in the post.
5 to shoot. Former teammate on
The smaller Kia Nurse with Brianna turning over her and hitting Brianna Stewart.
Erica Wheeler stopped by Brianna Stewart. Gets the block, starts the transition, flew right back to Stewart through the contact.
Extra possessions off the O boards are huge.
She's hot. Finger roll.
Brianna Stewart comes out there and she balls every single night.
Vanescu leaning, no. Stewart on the offensive glass.
On the jumper there, but Stewie dials up long distance.
Kayla Thornton had a full head of steam. Stewart!
Stewie guarded by Deladon, who has 3 fouls.
And I love her approach to the game. I love her mindset. She's about a teammate. She's about winning, but she can also become a killer.
Stewart fading and hitting.
Trying to create space with McDonald. Good luck with that as Stewie gets around Letitia Ami here and gets the roll. 14 games in her career. 9 double-doubles on the season. And
she can get into a zone where, okay, you ain't stopping her. And that's what I like about her. She's, once again, all of the ladies that I'm talking about, these are pickup ballers. They come to the gym, they're at Lifetime or whatever, they're getting picked up first.
Brianna Stewart going at.
You think about it, UConn was the first team outside of Tennessee that started using guys to practice against the girls.
Mm-hmm.
They said Brianna was killing the guys.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. And in fact, all of them are like that. But yeah, Brianna Stewart, the way that she dominated in college and the way she translated her game over into the WNBA, she's always been a superstar. She's one of those, she's going to be a Hall of Famer. She's one of those players that definitely deserves attention. So she's definitely in my top 5 for sure.
Definitely. Yeah. Well, okay. Well, she was in mine.
Okay.
So I'll show, but I have plenty more to fill in.
All right.
My number 3 is, you might say, might be kind of a homer choice, but I was a fan of this woman back when she first started in college. As a matter of fact, she first went to UConn, and would have been there actually for Stewie's freshman year. She stayed till she was a senior. Unfortunately, she had a sickness in her family. She transferred to Delaware, ended up playing for Delaware, and she is a one-time WNBA champion, 2-time MVP, 7-time All-Star. She was Rookie of the Year in 2013, and she brought a championship to my Washington Mystics, Elena Deladon.
Deladon dips inside. Her leaner is good. It's a 9-point lead. Deladon cutting through 2. Gets it to go. Connecticut was number 1 in the league in fast break points this season. Washington allowed the fewest. Game 5. Deladon, a lot of space, takes it in and lays it home.
You would think she's got to get a touch.
She does, elevates, and hits.
All right, let me go ahead and scratch her off. That. Yeah, look, I had a feeling I might not be able to get to her, but
yeah.
Man, I love watching her play. I love watching her play.
She was. I mean, unfortunately, she couldn't stay at UConn. Well, she chose not to stay at UConn because of her family situation.
Right.
But I think she could have been. She's almost a precursor to Brianna Stewart.
Here's Deladon. Finds Austin on the slip.
Attacking Wilson. Comes back. Goes back baseline. Hangs off. This Fever team has here down the stretch. Deladon. Nice find.
Jonquel Jones and Brianna Jones, who we've yet to see in this game.
Deladon, count the bucket.
I mean, I think she could have had the same type of career that Brianna had in college had she stayed at UConn. But she's my number 3 and a great player.
I'm like, okay, we got her at the Mystics. I've checked her out, I think maybe 3 or 4 times. Love watching her play. Smooth J, but you know the injuries are the injuries, man. And I hate that, but she gave us some good days, especially with the Mystics.
It's always dicey, comparing 2 different levels, 2 different genders, but she's a Jokic type player to me. She goes and makes good passes. She makes everybody better around her. She plays her role, on the post, but she can move around. Now, granted, she's not out there shooting the three a lot and all that like Jokic does. But I just put her in that category where she's one of those players that she's a winner and she's going to put players in position to be their best. Yeah. And I think she's great.
Yeah, so I'm with you on that. I'm totally with you. So you took her and you took another one of mine with Cynthia Cooper, but I got to go back to one of the great UConn alums, 3-time WNBA champ, 11-time All-Star, and this is one of those players that was on the 15th, 20th, and 25th anniversary. In fact, she's real big in Europe. Won the Russian League Championship 7 times. Diana Taurasi is just a baller.
Trying to stay in front of her. Taurasi on the drive, spins back to her left. Little pull-up fadeaway, and how sweet. Cray just 1 point tonight. Taurasi out of the high post. Turn into the lane. Flip a shot up. Back to her left. Skip past McCray. Back across the floor to Taurasi. Pull-up baseline.
Comets dominating in the paint. The Mercury reeling right now. Taurasi.
3-time NCAA champ. 2-time most outstanding player. Naismith, but 6 gold medals. She's a leader. She is a motivator on the court. And once again, she's a killer. She's going at you. She sees any weakness on the team, she's just going to dominate.
Right here, pick her up. She's going to look for the person who's streaking.
That is Diana Taurasi.
Taurasi gets inside. That's too easy.
She's one of those players that you look at just for her skill set and to see how she approached the game and got everybody involved. Great passer, always got her head up. She's able to translate what the coach wants onto the court. And she wins. Taurasi is like that. So once again,
she's in the GOAT conversation.
She's in there. Yes, she is.
Thursday against the Houston Comets, the one player he'll probably pare back the minutes for is Yolanda Griffith. First quarter, Sacramento winning that WNBA title last season.
Diana Taurasi has not scored until now. Tied for the team leading scoring tonight. Taurasi back down the floor.
I'll have to take her off my list.
All right.
my number 5 is, and that's why I wanted to clarify that when I made this list, at least the way I'm looking at this list, these aren't necessarily my 5 greatest players that Aaron hasn't chosen. That's not necessarily, but these are the 5 that I enjoy seeing play the most. Right, although this person I'm about to pick is a 2-time WNBA champion, Finals MVP, 2-time first WNBA first team. She was on the 10th, 15th, 20th, and 25th anniversary teams. And she was USA Basketball Female Athlete of the Year in 2008. Talking about from the Minnesota Lynx, Katie Smith.
Well, a nice up fake. Smith behind the defense reverses it up and in.
And then a little fancy pass behind the back. Lynette Pearson running her lane helps that play happen.
Kelsey Bone hands it off to Katie. Katie Smith's jumper is good.
I remember when I first started watching the WNBA, and there were a couple players. There's another one who I may end up on my list, or definitely going to be in an honorable mention, that used to play guard. And you would, and I would look and say, "Oh no, she didn't make that pass." You know what I mean?
Yeah,
she didn't just do that. She didn't she didn't cross that person over like that.
And Pearson with a steal, 2-on-1. Smith running, goes behind the back, gives to Pearson and lays it in.
Dupree has scored in double digits for 21 straight games. She's 4 away.
And Smith.
And yeah, she had some handles. I liked Katie Smith's game. I really did. She's coaching now. And but that was my girl.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, my last one before we talk about the honorable mentions. Her last 3 years were just epic in the WNBA. She had everybody's attention. Hell, she was doing commercials with Steph Curry, and they were calling her the GOAT. 4-time champion, 5 first teams, Once again, another UConn baller, and that's Sue Bird.
Sue around a Tina screen. She fires.
Shot clock into single digits now. Sue Bird looking for her first points today. Taking it up against Ionescu.
For the league. Bird, 15 feet out.
Oh, man. She was like that. She was one of those players that if I'm a coach, I'm glad I got her handling the rock and making sure everybody is getting involved.
Here's Sue. Oh, beautiful touch pass inside to Ezzy. Of Sue talking to her team earlier in the year as Bird, what a delivery!
Third of the last 5. Oh, McMagor, beautiful pass.
When I look at point guards and I look at somebody whose job is to make sure the offense works, that's her.
Everybody touching it on this possession. Oh, Jewel slips to the window.
Okay, well, my number 5, well, at least one of her teammates has been chosen already. She's a 4-time WNBA champion. She used to be. I don't think they had 6th man of the year in WNBA, but I think her first year she was a 6th man on one of those championship teams, and she became a starter. 9-time All-Star, 3-time WNBA first team. She's on the 25th, 20th, 15th, and 10th anniversary teams. And she uses probably the most lip gloss of anybody in the WNBA. Tina Thompson.
Well, how about a matchup right there? Candace Parker and Tina Thompson. Out top, Tina. Blocked. Tina feeling it. Tina Thompson with a shot.
As soon as you said the lip gloss. Yeah. Yeah. Look, man, that was her trademark.
The reason I liked her, like I hate to make these comps to men, but I'm going to do it again. She was like Barkley to me, like Charles Barkley. Yeah. She'd do all the dirty work, and she had some moves.
First half, Tina Thompson curls left side lane over Jane Appel, launches a 3 over Gia Perkins, comes up short. Tina Thompson offensive rebound, spins left then right. Gia Perkins with a pass as she got underneath the basket, smothered by Tina Thompson, and Strickland hands off to Tamika Johnson, dribbles into the front court. On the right baseline, Thompson moves in on Davlin White.
Yeah.
You know, she could get her own shot if she needed to, but she'd get her points on the boards. She'd D somebody up if necessary. She'd box out 2 players at a time.
Yeah.
So that was my girl.
She's more like Jokic, in my opinion, than Della Don. Yeah, you know what I mean? If you look at the way...
I don't think she has the same... Reason I said
Della Don because of the skill set.
Because of the passing game. Because of the assist game.
Yeah.
But I can see... But same thing.
Yeah.
I would not label Tina... I label Tina Thompson as a basketball player. She's not a rebounder. She's not a shooter. She's not a... She does everything.
Yeah,
she's a basketball player.
I'm with you on that.
And she showed up all the time. She showed up all the time.
Left side, Tina Thompson. She's going to launch a 3 from that left wing and hit. And Tina Thompson. Bounce Tina Thompson down the lane, stops, dribbles to her left, lays it up, missed it. Tipped up and around. Thompson got it back over Appel from the left baseline. And there are 11 first quarter points for Tina Thompson. Back to Tina Thompson. Deep 3 that she hits.
Okay, I see your list. But there's a couple of honorable mentions. The first one is Nancy Lieberman-Klein.
And with 1:01 to go in the first quarter, we have some people in the arena standing up because Nancy Lieberman, the Hall of Famer, is now in the basketball game.
Impact that she had on opening doors for women in sports. They called her Lady Magic because of the all-time assist leaders. You're talking about somebody that could pass and make it work. You know, she was like that. And back then, this is before the NCAA really started having the All-American teams for women. They had the Kodak All-American. She was 3 times. And when she came a part of the WNBA with the announcing, and I like the fact that her, Cheryl Miller, they were a part of that. I really appreciated that because they made sure that those women, what their contributions are, get recognized by their association with the WNBA. So, Yeah. I got her on my honorable mention.
Yeah. She's like
yeah.
to me, and this isn't a apples for apples stuff, but to me, she's like the Billie Jean King of women's basketball.
Yeah. I can see that. Yeah.
She's just been there, and does everything she can to push it forward. So because that's a good choice.
Yeah.
My one of my honorable mentions actually isn't on. I didn't have her on my list, and we mentioned her earlier, but I feel as though we need to at least officially put her on there. Cheryl Swoops.
Cooper to Swoops, cutting free throw line jumper, weaving through traffic, through 3 players, 4 all the way in, dishes off to Coop for the bucket. Oh my goodness!
She was also my other honorable mention. I'm with you on that. Yeah. Cheryl, like you said, part of that particular Common Squad. She's a baller. The one thing I like about her, she named her son after Michael Jordan. So, I mean, I look at that. But yeah, those two are my honorable mentions. And for me, some of my other favorite players, Kelsey.
Can I give you one more historical?
Oh yeah, give me one more. Yeah.
One more. This was probably when the WNBA first started, player wise, it's probably my favorite player to watch play is Tisha Pinheiro from the Sacramento Monarchs from Portugal. She led the WNBA in assists 7 years. She was almost it was like Maravich. She'd come down and I was like, I didn't even see that.
These are some of the players I think that I just like to watch. These are some of my favorites, and that's Plum, that's Collier, and Lisha Thomas, and those three I just like. Kelsey Plum is just her energy. She's a, like I said, she's got that Mamba mentality, in my opinion. She comes out there to ball, and Collier, she's going to get MVP, in my opinion, this year. Just the way she's been balling. She pulls you off she's her footwork in the low post, the way she moves is, Akeem-like. I mean, she's got great footwork.
She was quiet as kept. She was number 8 on my list. She was too young. I mean, I'm not going to put her in the same stature as the people on my list. But if you had selected everybody, and he was my go. Nafisa Collier, and I have to admit with you, I really wasn't checking her out at UConn. I mean, I was familiar with her, and I always follow UConn, but I didn't check her out really seriously until last year. Last year, and ever since then, I've been watching a lot of Lynx games, and she's the real deal.
Another UConn player that's doing work, she's going to be Rookie of the Year, and that's Paige Buckets Bucas. So, you got some players out there that I believe people should be paying attention to. There's so much talent in the WNBA. There's so much history. And if you go back and look at these players, you'll see how their games influence a lot of the ladies that are playing right now. So, that's my list. Those are the people that I love watching and I have a lot of respect for. There are others, but all of those 12 that I mentioned all together, they're at the top of my list. So
the ones that I mentioned are the ones that can't come to mind when I think about who are my favorite players to watch and stuff. As you mentioned, I agree with you with all the names of the current players that are playing right now that I like to see play. There's a team, and now I'll tell you, it's not because of Caitlin Clark. But I do like
the Fever are balling.
Caitlin Clark can ball though. I mean, don't get me wrong. She can ball. She's a baller. Yeah. But she's been injured as of late. And a team that I like watching play is the Indiana Fever. I never thought I would say that.
Yeah, they've been balling, man. Yeah.
But they are. Yeah. But they play a good brand of basketball.
Yes,
and they have a lot of they have players who I guess I respect them because it could have gone south when someone like Caitlin Clark comes on your team. And you got someone like Mitchell and Boston, who pretty much have been carrying that team, as even though they were not doing well, carrying that team until she got there. But Clark does such a good job of keeping everybody involved, and I guess the coach is coaching them up, they have a team that really plays well together, and I think they're going to be kind of like if Clark gets her shot back, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Well,
I think,
she's going to get a shot back. But one of the things that I like about Caitlin, with all those other ballers on the team, even though the hype is around Caitlin, she's a team player.
Yeah.
And you could tell that she has approached it like that. And I think that's one of the reasons why it's working the way it is. She's a team player. I think something like that should be talked about more. Everybody's talking about her coming to games because of her, rightfully so, understood. But like you said, you got Bostic on that team. You got a team that is ready to win it all. Yeah. And you just got to give props to that. And I think that the way that she has approached that is very professional, extremely mature. And that's what a teammate should do. Yeah. So
and two players who I don't think we've mentioned. If you mentioned them, excuse me. I guess they should be mentioned. Well, one for sure. Asia Wilson should be mentioned.
She's one.
But also, I'm a Chelsea Gray fan too. I like Chelsea Gray.
I'm with you on that.
I like Chelsea Gray. I think they made a mistake by getting rid of Plum. I don't know if they got rid of her, but they shouldn't have let her go.
They should have kept Plum, and you know what? She's having an all first team season right now. So
so she's probably happy.
Yeah, she's definitely on that first team. So, but there you go, man. So yeah, that was fun. That's fun. I hope people like watching some of the highlights that we showed with these ladies, so they can get an understanding as to why we picked these ladies. And I hope everybody gets ready. We got the All-Star game coming up. So I know for a fact the WNBA All-Star game is going to be better than the NBA All-Star game. By far.
They're going to compete. Those girls are going to girls. Those women are going to compete.
Yeah, they're hungry. They're hungry. Yeah. So they're going to make it happen. But anyway, everybody, we got some more stuff coming to you soon and in the future. And like I said, watch the WNBA, watch women play, and you will begin to appreciate the game beyond what is hyped up in the media. So anyway, it's my man Howard. I'm Couch.
Take care.
We're out. Everybody take care. Peace.